Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me on the Treasure Honeywood show here on Adrenaline Radio. Last week, I told you guys that I was going to have somebody very special in the building, and I'm so excited and elated that he was able to join me today. So, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I'm too excited right now, so I want you to let everybody know who's in the building with me.
What up, y'all? This is Real Rick Ross, the future ghetto president.
The future, right. I like that. So for the people who don't really know who the real Rick Ross is, can you, school everybody, let them
They
understand?
don't know who I am?
Well, I mean, just in
Where
case
they
it's that
been?
one person.
Where they been?
Just that one person.
Under a rock?
Probably.
Yeah. I grew up in South Central, you know what I'm saying? In the early 70s and 80s. Went on to become one of the major drug players in Los Angeles, maybe even in the country. Wound up going to prison, did 20 years in prison, had a life sentence. Been out about 4 years now, and making a name for myself in some other ways. I'm the same guy that the rapper stole his name.
I know, we're going to
The
definitely
raper.
get into that.
The raper.
We're going to definitely get into that. That's how you're very good. So, with what you doing now, can you let everybody know what's the real Freeway Ricky Ross doing
Man,
now
I'm,
with
I'm
his
taking
life?
over, man. I'm taking over.
Can I join you, please? I want to take over
Man,
too.
I need an army.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When you do what I'm doing, you can't do this by yourself. You don't want to do it by yourself. It's going to be too much. The load going to be too heavy. So, I don't mind breaking bread, and, I want everybody to get a piece of it. I've been inviting people in, since I got started, since I've been home. A lot of time people be slow on moving, though. They late bloomers, I call them. They get in when it's too late. They got in the gold market. See, the smart people got in the gold early. You know what I'm saying? And then they got the ones who not in the know, and they get in the gold market after the ones that bought it first start selling it.
Huh?
Then they start selling it, and they sell it to them. So, don't be one of the late bloomers and get in, when it's too late. Get in when it's hot.
Okay, good. So what I'm going to do, all my Facebook friends, they know somewhere in the show today, I'm going to allow them to ask you questions, make it interactive, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to know.
That.
I already
Yeah.
have a few questions, but I'm going to just, let that come in, and then we'll let them get it in. So I want to talk back to your younger years, just go back in times. Did you used
You gonna
to play?
tell how old I am?
No, okay. Okay, 2 years ago. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that sounds right. I was 22.
Right, but so you went to Dorsey, right?
Went to Dorsey High School.
You did. Did you play any sports, or were you into any sports?
Yeah, I played tennis in high school.
I read about that. How did that? Most young men, they into the football, the basketball. How did tennis become your sport?
Man, tennis. I got into tennis. It was crazy because I was playing football and basketball at the time, and I thought that those were going to be my way out of the ghetto. And this one day we at the tennis court, and we playing roller derby, because on our tennis court nobody ever used it. So we used it.
It was just a little empty, huh?
Yeah, so we used it as a roller derby
Right.
place. We skate around and run into the nets and throw people into the nets,
Right.
and just had a ball. And then one day this guy came to the tennis court, and he had these baskets of balls and all these rackets, and we saw it and was like, what the hell is that? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So he said, I bet you little bad boys can't hit that ball in that box.
Oh.
I'm going to give you 50 cents. Anybody can hit the ball in that box. And so we kicked our skates off, and we all started trying to hit the ball in the box. And then one of my partners, he won the money. And after that, we had a ball fight.
Oh, really? But it kind of just grew from there. You just
And it
was
went
like,
from
I
there.
don't like tennis a little bit.
Yeah, it went from there. I saw myself being small and not being, maybe able to make it in basketball and football.
Right.
And I just started gravitating to tennis, and you start getting the free tennis shoes and the rackets. and then you're like, wow, this is where I'm supposed to be.
This is where I'm from. Did you ever have any actual games against people and win any championships?
Yeah, I played high school tennis.
At Dorsey?
At Dorsey, yeah.
Okay.
We took one year. We took third or fourth in the city championship. We always got knocked out by Palos Verdes. They were always usually ranked number one in the country, and we always played them in the semifinals, and they seemed to every year, knock us out. But they had guys that was already on the pro circuit,
Right.
who moms and dad, had been giving them lessons since they was babies. and they was already playing on the circuit. So, you know, it wasn't too bad losing to them.
Right.
One time, Arthur Ashe came down to the school, you know, and gave everybody on the team because we had the best black team in the country.
Right.
Without
wow,
question.
Okay.
Went on to junior college to play, you know, made all conference. So, you know, I had a little career.
A little tennis career. A lot of you guys, I bet, didn't even know.
Yeah, I had a little tennis career.
Tennis
Could have been better, you know what I'm saying, if I had known more about life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I started to catch on to things, you know, principles and things that you need to do after I started selling drugs.
Right. Okay, so going to Dorsey, because my mom lived by Dorsey, so I understand and I know all about Dorsey. Was it just really, really hard being in that kind of environment? That's why your life kind of went the way it did, or it was just like a kind of a, you know, just...
Well, I didn't live by Dorsey.
You just went there?
Yeah, I caught
okay.
the bus. I caught the bus. I stayed in South Central.
Okay.
So
you didn't go to your home school?
No,
okay.
I stayed in the real jungle. You know, they call the jungle there by Dorsey the jungle, but
yeah,
and it eventually turned into it. But you know, when I was there, you know, I thought Dorsey was a prep school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A little bit different from what it is probably now, but still.
Yeah. When I was coming up in junior high school, you know, it wasn't nothing for a kid to bring a gun to school, and you know, the gangs, you know, hanging out around the school after school, and you know, it was crazy at Bret Harte Junior High School.
That's where my mom. Oh my goodness, my mom went to Bret Harte.
Yeah. That's
wow.
why I went to Bret Harte.
Okay.
Brick City. That's what we used to call it back in the days. But you know, that's where the Crips, you know, used to hang out right in front of Bret Harte. So, I mean, you could Tookie used to be out there sometimes. So,
okay.
Bret Harte had a reputation.
Mom didn't tell me all of this stuff.
Yeah,
it's
you better ask her about it. You better ask her about it. She
holding
out on you. She
really?
holding out on you. Oh yeah, Bret Harte was, you know, it was the first time I ever seen anybody get their shoes taken from them or a coat taken from them.
Wow.
It was at Bret Harte.
Okay, so this is kind of just going into just so people can understand how great of a man you are and have become. So for a lot of African American men and boys, they seem to either turn to the streets, turn to sports. So was that just something you felt like, you know, like I had to follow into either this or that, or it was just what just laid on your lap?
Well, I believe that the first entrepreneur that a young black man sees growing up in a lot of these ghettos is a drug dealer.
True.
And even with the athletes, when they become successful, they leave the community. So you really don't get to see an athlete in the community prosper. You know, you see him prosper in high school, and then, you know, if he goes to college, he's gone. You're never going to see him again. You know, when they go off to college, they never come back from there. You know, they buy their house in whatever city they playing sports in. They never come back and give anything back to the community. So it just so happens that the drug dealers, they stay in the community. You know, they're the ones that drive in the nice cars and, you know, and got the nice clothes and got the women and everything to go with it. So, you know, I believe that that's automatically something that attracts an entrepreneur.
Right. Yes, totally. So for a lot, especially a lot of the young people, rappers, all them, they, you know, they say they about that life, they're living that life, but I don't think they really understand what it means to be like a true kingpin, a true boss. So can you kind of give them an explanation? Because I think they're living in a fairy tale world of what it may be or supposed to be, but I think you know, prove that you live that life. So can you help them understand that?
You know, being in the game is tough. You know,
True.
People want to think that it's easy, and you know, when you go to court, they think that it was all fun and glamorous. But you know, when you wake up every morning and you have to put a gun in your pocket, and you put that gun there, knowing that you may have to use it, and you're perfectly ready, willing and ready to use it at any given time
to protect your life, and right.
And you not only that, but you know, every morning that you're putting your freedom on the line, as well as your life, and to put those things on the line is really stressful. You know, I mean, you know, now that I look back at it, even when I was in prison and I look back at my life, I was like, wow, you was willing to sacrifice everything. You know, that's why you had to make it. You know, because you put everything else at risk.
Right.
in order to accomplish your goal. And I found out that whenever a man is willing to sacrifice everything that he has, he can't be stopped.
Right. So why do you think, especially with rappers, I keep reference to that because that's the other side people glamorize. Why do they seem to want to portray and say they live this life knowing probably half of them never even close to living it?
Well, even with rappers, you know, their first heroes more than likely was a drug dealer.
Okay.
You know, when they come up, the first person that they see successful was a drug dealer. And then it probably was a drug dealer that gave them money to go in the studio. It probably was a drug dealer that bought their first CDs so they could go out and sell their CDs. Probably was a drug dealer that bought their first tennis shoes for them. So quite naturally, they have admiration for these type of people.
Right.
You know, these are the basketball player. He didn't reach out and try to help him. The football players, they're not doing it. These other entertainers are not going to reach out and help nobody. So it was a drug dealer that reached out and pulled him up. So quite naturally, you know, you feel admiration to the people who help you and who have the respect that you're looking for.
Right. So how were you able to just mentally change your mind to be away from that old lifestyle? Was it just going to jail that just like, okay, now I got to change?
No. It you know, once you do something and when I started selling drugs, it was at a different time. When I sold drugs, it was like how people look at marijuana right now. Everybody smokes marijuana. I mean, you're unusual if you don't smoke marijuana. I mean, you're rare. And it's hard for me. I don't know many people who don't smoke marijuana. Okay. You know, just about everybody I know smoke marijuana. So it was the same thing with cocaine at the time. Everybody that was somebody smoked cocaine. Okay. You know, you making money, you know, you successful, you ain't getting high on cocaine, something was wrong with you. I mean, Quincy Jones had the membrane surgery, Don Cornelius had it, Richard Pryor. I mean, you know, you just check all our entertainers. I think Magic Johnson was getting high. I think they all was getting high at one time. So either you were selling it or using it. So it looked like it was a thing to be involved with at the time. And that's how I fell in. But down the road, as I was in it longer, I started to see negative sides that I didn't know when I first started.
What would you say was some of, I mean, besides we know, but what was your negative sides that kind of made you start feeling differently about the life you was leaving?
Well, when I started to see people that would take the money, instead of going to buy groceries, they would take the money and go buy marijuana. Instead of paying their rent, they would buy marijuana. You know, instead of taking care of their car. You know, they don't want a car. They give you their car for cocaine. Right. So when I started seeing people, you know, with these type of attitudes, and I also found myself being a hypocrite because I didn't want my family, you know, getting high, and right. I found myself, you know, selling to everybody else's family.
Right. Very good. So we're going to go to a break. Like I told you guys, this is the real deal here, you guys, on the Church of Honeywood show. Got the real Freeway Ricky Ross in the building, and we'll be back.
Boomerang Entertainment. In today's small business arena, nothing beats the power of having a video commercial to spread the word about your company. Technology has everyone streaming on TVs and computers and smartphones. Whether working from home or an artist in the studio, a video can be a marketable form of media. With the help and guidance of our talented directors and creative experts, theboomgroup.com can deliver professional ad campaigns for a fraction of the price. As a small business, we understand you can't afford that $1 million budget, but Boomerang Entertainment will make you look like one. Check us out at theboomgroup.com. Boomerang Entertainment.
Homework, soccer, part-time jobs, the internet. Are you and your busy kids forgetting something? Don't forget music. Hi, this is Faith Hill. Music study is one of the most valuable ways a student can spend time. Time spent in practicing and studying music reinforces teamwork, communication skills, self-discipline, and creativity. All the qualities kids need to be successful in their schoolwork and in society. Let your kids know that music is a whole lot more than what they hear on the radio. And the more they learn about it, the more they'll enjoy listening to their favorite tunes. Then maybe they can explain to you why they think it's so cool. Hey, turn off the TV and play music with your kids.
A public service announcement brought to you by MENC, the National Association for Music Education, and this station. Music, part of a sound education.
Hey, what's up? Thinking about you. XOXOXO. 1, 2, snuggle. ... JK. Hit me back. You getting these texts? ? We should hang later. I miss you. Holla at ya, boy. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you at home? Where are you? What are you doing? OMG. You are making me mad. Are you with your ex? You better text me back. I'm waiting outside your house.
Relentless, aggressive texting is like sending an angry robot to deliver your message. When does the robot become dangerous? Let us know at that'snotcool.com.
That'snotcool.com.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Frostbeats.com. If you're looking for fresh new music, check out frostbeats.com. We sift through hundreds of new music releases every month and bring you nothing but the best. Frostbeats.com.
Hi, I'm home. Any mail?
Nothing too exciting. Just David's report card and something from the water company.
Another water bill?
I don't know. I didn't open it.
Oh, David's report card could be better. But this is interesting. The water company sent us a report about the quality of our tap water and where it comes from.
And?
Our water passed all its tests, unlike some people around here.
You'll also be receiving a short new report about your tap water from your water supplier. Look for it, and when it comes, read it. For more information, call your water supplier or 1-877-EPA-WATER.
I got thick skin.
Very good. Welcome back to the Treasure Honeywood Show here on Adrenaline Radio. You guys know I'm here talking and getting to know about the real Freeway Ricky Ross. And so what I said, I told all my Facebook friends that, you know, you guys hit me up with all your questions and everything. So I'm going to go into a question I have from Derek, who is representing from Alabama. He asked, if given a chance to testify in front of Congress, would he imply that the United States perpetrated the initial bulk transaction of cocaine into our urban communities? That's
wow.
a diffy.
That's a tough one there, huh?
Yeah.
I would definitely go in front of Congress and be honored to go in front of them and represent the young black drug dealer, you know, because I believe that they've got an unfair shake. They've been the one to take the blunt of this drug war that they portrayed, and I think that they're the victims as well as the users, and maybe even to a greater extent, you know, than even the user is. But yeah, I would love to go in. One of my goals is to change these drug laws. You know, I think that it's still unfair, even though they changed the crack to 18-1. I think that it's still illegal, and I don't know if people know, but they didn't make it retroactive. And so if a guy's been in jail for 25 years for selling crack, and if they made it retroactive, he would probably be released. So many people would be released that same day. He probably would only did 6 years, and he's already did 25 years. So what they did is they didn't make it retroactive so that they can continue to keep these young men in prison for doing a crime that now they're saying was racially motivated when they passed the law. And on my documentary, I have the guy that invented the crack law, and he's going to be on there addressing that issue of how racist it was and what a mistake he made by participating with the Senate and Congress on passing that law.
So he's joining on to tell the real deal about what's going on.
Yeah, he said that his conscience is killing him. You know, he's locked up more black men than anybody, he says, in the history. The law that he created locked up even more than slavery.
Wow. So we definitely, since we on the subject about your documentary, you might as well tell everybody about it so they can get ready for it.
Ooh, we got about 6 weeks. We'll be ready. We'll be ready. It'll be edited.
What's it called?
Crack in the System.
Okay. Pretty, what it is.
So, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all caught on. That's 2 meanings. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
2 meaning, crack in the system.
Very good.
So y'all catch on to that and, you know, be ready for it. We don't know how we're going to release it yet.
Okay.
I really want to go theatrical with it. but we may go to one of the TV shows, HBO or Showtime. One of the reasons I don't really like HBO or Showtime is because a lot of blacks don't have cable. So I really want to go where we can come and see it, and if not, you know what I'm saying, you're at one of them schools, you're a teacher, a principal, even a student, go talk to your school and tell them you want Rick to come out to your school and show the documentary, and I come out and do my thing. Hit me up.
Very good. So I have another question here from Nicole, representing colquittwritingconsultings.com. She wants to know, what advice would you give to mothers, whether they're single or not, that have little boys under the age of 10 that, see and can try to glamorize living, a life that they probably shouldn't live?
What up, Nicole? Nicole, the first thing is that you got to talk. You got to talk to him. I don't think that you should hide drugs from him. And I'm not saying you just take him and introduce him to drugs, but let him know, point it out. These guys here selling drugs, they do this, and this is how they do it. This is the money that comes. And this is what happens when you get caught selling drugs. You go to prison, and you wind up doing this amount of time. And, this way he has all the information to make a rational decision. I believe that what is happening right now to a lot of the kids is they're making decisions without all the information. And if you try to solve a problem and you don't have the information, we can't expect them to get the problem right.
Right. So we definitely don't want to shield them. We want to be able to let them know, okay, this is what this person is doing, but this is what's going to happen. So
right. You draw the whole picture so they can see the whole picture. If you try to hide it and I don't know what he doing. And then now the kid is
then when they go to school, they homie could be like, well, this is what we doing.
This is how we get out. Right. This how we got this here, and this how that work. And it worked for him, because when you lie to him and tell him that this is gonna happen, and then that don't happen, and then they see somebody else doing it this way, they're gonna gravitate to that. Keep it 100 with them.
Always be honest. Right?
Yeah, always be honest.
So when you were released from jail 4 years ago, what was like your biggest adjustment or the biggest difference that you saw, from compared to 20 years ago?
I couldn't believe the people were so far behind, man. I went to sleep for 20 years and I got out here. They were still behind.
Right. Wow.
They was out here doing the same stuff I left the streets, chasing drugs,
Right.
So I'm like, wow, they just changed the product.
Right. Definitely.
Now it's, just Molly's and alcohol and, cigarettes and marijuana. Just everybody
the vices just changed, but
everybody
it's still
just changed different vices. Yeah.
Right.
To me, it's almost like a form of slavery.
Right.
Once you get caught in that wheel and you just going around and around, wake up and do the same thing every day without having goals and things that you want to accomplish in life, then, it's almost like slavery.
It is, definitely. I have another question here from Anthony, Mr. Plus Size, who does, I guess, my I Am Plus Size t-shirts. He wants to know, are you still living off the money that you made back in the day?
Absolutely not. I got out of prison with $200 in my pocket. And I didn't even have that in when I was in jail. I was in jail one time, man. I didn't even have money to buy soap and toothpaste. I went all the way down. Spending $5,000-$6,000 a month on the telephone, and still trying to take care of people on the street, paying rent and car notes, and next thing you call and they like, man, the money gone.
Wow.
So absolutely not. I'm starting all over from scratch, and I'm building this thing up from the ground, and looking for people who want to be down. I'm going to be having a little job campaign looking for like 200 workers. So if y'all out there,
that's nice. Can they find out about how to be a part of that?
Yeah, they can go to Freeway social media, check me out on Twitter, and keep up with it. And I'm going to be making an announcement in a couple weeks.
Very good. Is the announcement going to be through your website or like?
Yeah. Everything going to be through my website, through my Twitter and my Facebook. I'm easy to find out. And you'll hear it in the street. They're going to be talking in the street, in the newspapers. And,
right.
And in the magazines. I'm going to keep them talking.
That's good. That's what we want you to do. And you're going to be doing something positive for the community. And that's why I have you here today. That's why I have you.
Always doing something positive. You know what I'm saying? I just spoke at Hamilton High School a couple weeks ago in the library. And today we setting up where I'm gonna go back to the school now, and they're gonna let me address the whole school.
Oh, okay.
So they saying that I got something, to offer the kids.
Right.
And just wondering when they gonna really let me have a forum where I can really sit down and really teach, because that's what I really want to do. Really sit down where I can have the kids like twice a week and really, really work with them and show them some of the things that I've learned. It's like, I know now that you don't go to the drug man and ask him to teach you how to make money.
Right.
Because if you go to him, what he gonna do?
He'll show you.
Some drugs.
Right. Exactly.
And that. It's so crazy, man, because I read these books while I was in prison, and one of the things that the book told me, that if you want to make money, you go to the banker. And
makes sense.
2 days ago, I went and had lunch with one of the biggest bankers, in the country, man. And it's like, once you set your mind on something and you really, really want it, it just comes to you, man. I mean, it's almost like magic, and I mean, even with drugs, I know now that I brought drugs to me. When I saw the movie Superfly, man, and Superfly just blew my mind. I saw a black man, he stood up to the man, and
right.
And then I wind up even like Superfly. I got my own cops, right?
Right.
I had gotten so big in the drug business that they created a task force to get me. So it was like, man, everything that I saw in this movie almost made manifest in my life, because I believed in it so wholeheartedly that I was willing to dedicate my life and my energy and all my willpower around that issue, where I was willing to drop just about everything else. When I started selling drugs, I didn't have any kids or nothing. I was single, and so my whole life became selling drugs. When other people went to the movies, I was standing out on the block, because I had some homies that was right there with me when I started. But when
do you still are the homies around now?
Not really. Every now and then, one will call me. Like one called me today. Hit me up and was like, "What's going on, homie? Where you been?" But basically, no, because we on different things. They don't believe that they could be doing movies and documentaries and that they can talk on the radio, and it's hard for me to convince them that they can. So I'm just gonna go out and live it to the fullest, but I remember when they didn't believe they could sell drugs. When I first started selling drugs, they were always like, "Oh man, you can't sell no cocaine over here, and you can't do this here, and it's tough, man, and you got to do this," And once I mowed down all the fences for them, and then they saw it, then they all was like, "All right, I'm gonna get in now." Right. Well, y'all gonna work for me.
Now I'm the boss, right?
Yeah. Well, I always kind of been the boss with them, but
it
really became, more like me, being in charge. Because, I always play quarterback on our little football team.
Right.
I'm the point guard on the basketball team. So that was kind of like my mentality, from a kid to be a leader.
So with some of those people, like from your past, when you came home, was anybody trying to bring you back into that life? Or it was just like...
It's been a couple fools that come up to me, you know what I'm saying? Not none of my homeboys,
right,
though.
just some people that knew the business.
Yeah, because my homeboys, they know. They know me. Once I say something, they know, that I'm going to stand by that. But it's been some people come up, disrespectful and say some disrespectful stuff. But overall, it been cool. I don't trip no way, though, because I ain't going to never do it again, so... They could drop a mountain of cocaine or marijuana or whatever over there on the side of the street, and I'm gonna keep it pushing.
Very good. So we're gonna take another break. This is the Treasure Honeywood Show. I'm here with the real Freeway Ricky Ross here on Adrenaline Radio.
We're gonna get it.
Very good.
You wanna go? All of you who wanna go to college, wanna go? You best listen to this knowledge. Listen. You gotta be a go-getter, cause it's hard to get there. Get up in their face, get up in their space. Excuse me, missus. You say you're my teacher, you say you're my preacher. Excuse me, mister. You act like you're large and you say you in charge. So show me, what is it that I need? So tell me, the books I should read. Somebody hit me with the 411. There are steps to take, there's a job to be done. I want step 1, step 2, step 3 spelled out. All the info is what I'm about. So ask for help and do not stop. Know how to go, that's it, let's rock.
That was Farnsworth Bentley with Wanna Go. For more college info, visit knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
When I was president, diabetes affected nearly 10 million Americans. Today, more than 21 million children and adults are affected by diabetes, and another 54 million people are at risk of developing this disease. Type 2 diabetes can be prevented, and I want to encourage you to get involved and help stop this epidemic.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting.
Location.
In the forest near the side of the road.
No need for alarm, sir. The forest is where bears live.
But this was no ordinary bear.
No ordinary bear?
Yeah, 1 second I'm having a smoke taken in the view. Next thing I know, I am face to face with Smokey Bear.
Let me guess, Smokey had a tip for you.
He did. He must have seen me toss my cigarette on the ground. He told me never to do that because it only takes 1 spark to start a wildfire.
He's a smart bear. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
That's what Smokey said. I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous, and you're not.
Good point.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. Only you can prevent wildfires.
It's ready. Welcome back to the Treasure Honeywood Show here on Adrenaline Radio. You guys know I've been sitting here talking with the real Freeway Ricky Ross, and he has actually 2 of his artists in the building, and I'm gonna get to talk to that. I'm very excited to have 2 in the building with me. Then I'm gonna do another show where
they
we
both
can
dope
hear all they music. You might as well go ahead and introduce them now, since I'm already talking about them. Go ahead and introduce them.
My girl C. Carter, my guy Truth, and they both dope.
Good looking.
So both of them are artists on a label, or can you actually tell us how it came about that they're working with the boss man now?
Yeah. You know, somebody brought them both to me. You know what I'm saying? Man, I get so many CDs all the time. People run up, man, listen to my CD. They think I got the magic wand. You know, they see me with Dre and Snoop and you know, some of those cats, so they believe that I can move mountains in the music business, but. You know, it's a lot tougher. You know, I had a privilege while I was in jail to study under Wendy Day. You know what I'm saying? The godmother. Shout out to Wendy, too. You know what I'm saying? The godmother of hip-hop. And she just laced me up on what it take to really, you know, do it in this music business. You know, she helped Cash Money get their deal, and Twister and Eminem and David Banner and Master P. I mean, her list just go on and on, man. It was like crazy when I met her. You know, a guy in prison was like, man, there's somebody you need to holler at. And he put us on the phone together, and it was like, we just connected. And then, man, she just started lacing me up, sending me books all the time to read about the music business, texting me, and not texting me, but emailing me when we got email on different things about the industry. So I'm looking for a certain type of artist that she told me that I should be looking for, you know. And both of them brought that element to the game, you know, and that's one of the reasons that I'm working with them over a lot of other artists that send me CDs. That don't mean that I ain't gonna take more CDs, you know what I'm saying, because I am. I'm always looking for that one special artist that, you know, that just got that sound and got everything going, and it's just like, boom. So, but, you know, they dope. I like both of them. I like their work ethic, you know what I'm saying. We just got to keep pushing and push harder, you know.
Right. So, C. Carter, tell us, let everybody know who you are. I want everybody to represent and understand, and so they can feel and be ready for when your music come out. Let everybody know about who you are and your rapstress world.
I'm just a girl from Compton with a dream. Actually, like I said, I'm from Compton, California. Y'all know what Compton is. I rap and produce. I linked up with Rick about maybe 10 months ago, going on a year. And I just been grinding with him. You can check out my music though at youtube.com/IMC Carter and check me out, and get at me on Twitter at twitter.com/IMC Carter_FMG. And I talk to you, holla at me, you know what I'm saying? I always get back at people for features and shows and stuff on Twitter.
So how did you meet Rick? How did that happen?
Actually, I have been trying to get at him for almost a year via Twitter. I had been trying to contact him through his Twitter, sending him my video. It's called NPR, and it took me a while to finally get. There we go. Got these little technical difficulties.
Yeah, just a little bit, y'all. We back in action.
It took me a while to get. Whoa. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Yeah, it took me a while to actually get Rick's attention. I had to be persistent with it, but I finally got his attention throughout, contacting his Twitter and people that I seen with the FMG stamp that were with him. Right. So I was sending them all my links, and then they finally got back at me. Went to a interview and little, meeting. Did our thing. Next thing I know, I've been riding around with Rick ever since then.
Ever since. Riding till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Very good. So has there anything that you've kind of learned from just being around him, minus what we already have been seeing on TV, but just from being around him, anything you've learned from that?
Oh, man, I've learned a lot from being around this guy. Number one, the main thing is humble yourself. Like, this Rick is so humble, you'll forget he's Rick Ross.
You'll forget, right?
Until somebody comes running up to him like, oh my God. And you're like, oh snap, I was just with Rick. Another thing is to listen and pay attention before you come around speaking, and really, really watch everybody around you. And read The Richest Man in Babylon. He on my head really tough about that right now, so I gotta really get into that. And work ethic. Rick is really, really tough on work ethic. Like, you gotta grind every day. His thing is basically, if you always taking a step daily to your goals, ain't no way you're not gonna get them.
Right.
So just grind, work ethic, and read The Richest Man in Babylon.
That was one of the questions too I want Rick to ask. I remember last time you was telling everybody about the books they should go. You want to reiterate those books for them again so they can read them and possibly get a mindset on what's really going on.
Yeah, if y'all want some money, you want to be successful, you want to be a star, you want my phone number, go and read The Richest Man in Babylon, As a Man Think, or As a Woman Think, and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I think those books are like magic. I mean, just today, me and a couple of cats, we was riding around doing some real estate, and we listening to The Richest Man in Babylon in the guy's car. So the guy said, man, I got this book on tape, and
it just so happened to be that.
Just so happened to be Richest Man in Babylon. I said, man, turn that on, man. Let's roll. So
for all you guys that don't get the book, okay, there is a tape version, okay? For everybody, you can listen to it in your car, too.
You ain't got to be dumb.
Right.
You ain't got to be dumb like I was. I used to be dumb, man. And, I was out here doing some dumb stuff, But I woke up now, and, now I'm in a position to really, really help my people the right way. And you know what I'm saying? If you want to be down, holler at your boy. I need you.
Right. I'm so glad that you able to give these, especially the young cats that's still out there looking elsewhere.
Doing the dumb.
Right. They still out there doing
the dumb.
it.
You ain't got to stay dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Hello?
You can always get sharp.
Always. So before I get and start talking to Mr. Truth down there, while I have the mic in front of you, so would you consider yourself, no, this is a question for you. Would you consider yourself to be a philanthropist? Like,
I don't know. Not yet.
Not yet. You working on it though? Because I think you heading towards that.
When I build this great big old center in South Central where everybody can go and get their job skills on, and you know what I'm saying, and just learn how to become a better person and how to make the world a better place, and I start feeding people and just all kind of stuff like that. Then we'll see.
Good. I have another question for you real quick from Miss Sabrina. She wants to know...
Sabrina, I ain't answering none of your questions.
Oh, you must have known this question was about to get crazy,
No, I'm good. Go ahead. I was just playing.
No, she wants to know, do you feel bad or any remorse about really helping start the crack problem that saturated our neighborhood?
Oh, I sure ain't answering that.
Well, they want to know.
No, absolutely, Sabrina. At one time, you know, I really used to be hard on myself, but you know what I'm saying, I had to sit down with the minister, Louis Farrakhan, which was one of the guys while I was in prison that really helped me bring myself back. And he told me that all my time won't be wasted if I take it and use it for the betterment of the people. So what I look at now is if my life was just an experiment to better the life of thousands and millions of others. So I definitely would never do what I did again. But I understand why I did it. You know, I know that I did it out of ignorance and lack of knowledge. So hope I answered your question.
I think you did. I just want to know, too, did you ever know the godmother, Griselda Blanco, who also was, like, known for doing kind of like the same exact thing? Did you ever know her?
I didn't know her personally, but the Nicaraguans that I was working with used to work with her.
Okay. Okay, so that was, you know, not a complete connection, but you still knew her.
Okay? Yeah. It's a small world, you know, when people are going to get to see in this documentary. One of the ladies that I knew in the truck business was Carter Slater's girlfriend. And Blendon and them used to get it from Escobar and the Cho family. So, you know, I was right there with like all the players, you know. Not belonging to me, though. I mean, I was just, you know, a young kid from South Central that was getting more money than he ever thought about getting, and I just didn't want it to never stop.
Okay. Pretty Ricky wants to know, back in the day, especially when you was, like, just balling out of control, was the groupies just, like, everywhere?
Pretty Ricky.
Oh, it just so happened the name is the same. Oh, I just got onto that. No, it was really.
Man, you know how I go when you got that bread, man. You walking around South Central, you know, L.A. every day with $1 million or $2 million in a duffel bag. You already know how they feel, man. They all over it. The ones that know you, you know, I was fortunate enough that people that didn't know me. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't really know you.
Yeah, they heard the name, but they wouldn't recognize me, you know, when I came up. I remember the first time I went to World on Wheels. It was so crazy. I went with my boy, and he got on all this gold, looked like Mr. T, and, you know, everybody, they all over him, and I'm just standing there with him, and nobody knew until one person came up and said, man, that's Freeway Rick right there, and then everybody go crazy. Oh,
right.
So, you know, nobody really knew me. So, but, you know, I had my share of the groupies.
You can't lie about that, huh? Okay. So I know that I kind of asked you about this modeling agency. You want to give everybody a little, you know, hint. They don't know you doing the modeling thing, too. That's how your enterprise is growing.
If y'all trying to get your modeling thing on, you can hit us up on Freeway social media, send your pictures. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff, man. We got some... Man, I got a lot of stuff in motion. You know, we was with the lady from VH1 a couple days ago. You know, C got a role in, you know, on one of their reality shows, and we talking about doing a reality show with her. I'm talking about doing a reality show with another person, and y'all know, you know, Nick Cannon playing my role in the movie.
We definitely got to talk about that too when we come back.
And that's my man. You know what I'm saying? He got one of the most powerful movie deals in the business, you know what I'm saying?
Boy,
especially for a black man.
Exactly.
You know, so I'm planning on putting my hand all the way in these movies, man. So if y'all out there, you trying to be actors, you know what I'm saying, come support the cause, you know what I'm saying, help out, help me get there. You know what I'm saying? And when I get there, I'm going to help the ones that help me get there.
Very good. So when I come back, we're going to finish talking to you and talking to your artists. This is the Treasure Honeywood Show on Adrenaline Radio.
You take your 6-year-old to the playground. You watch her go down the slide, then run over to the swings. Another mother strikes up a conversation. You take your eye off your daughter for just a few seconds. You look back at the swings. And she's gone. Your heart drops into your stomach. You jump up, your eyes searching. You cry out her name.
Lily? Lily?
From the top of the slide, you hear a voice.
Mommy, watch me!
Every parent knows that feeling. Imagine if she were actually abducted. Go to wirelessamberalerts.org. Sign up for free Amber Alerts on your cell phone. When an Amber Alert is issued in the areas you've chosen, you'll receive a free text message. If you spot the vehicle, the suspect, or the child described in the alert, call 911. Sign up today at wirelessamberalerts.org. A child is calling for help. This message brought to you by the Wireless Foundation, the U.S. Department of Justice, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and the Ad Council.
frostbeats.com. If you're looking for fresh new music, check out frostbeats.com. We sift through hundreds of new music releases every month and bring you nothing but the best. frostbeats.com.
Ever think of light bulbs as being cool? They are if you choose energy-efficient bulbs and fixtures that have earned the government's Energy Star label. They're so hot, they're cool. Because they burn cool and last up to 10 times longer, you save money and oodles of energy. Change a light, help the environment, save some green. The solution is as close as your nearest lamp socket. Brighten your environmental future. From the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.
As a parent, I know that some TV shows are for kids and some aren't.
I know that some movies are for kids, while some definitely are not.
Well, it's no different with video games. Some are for kids and some aren't.
Which is why I use the video game rating system.
It's a system I trust to help me decide which video games my kids can play.
And which games they can't.
The ratings are actually right there on the front of the video game box. We all recognize the symbols.
E for everyone, E10 plus for kids 10 and older, T for teen, and M for mature.
And on the back of the box, there are content descriptors telling you what's actually in the game.
It's my guide to help me decide which video games are okay for my kids to play.
Video games are no different than movies and television shows. Some are for kids and some aren't.
Use the video game rating system. I do.
We all do. For more information on the ratings, visit esrb.org.
Boomerang Entertainment. In today's small business arena, nothing beats the power of having a video commercial to spread the word about your company. Technology has everyone streaming on TVs and computers and smartphones. Whether working from home or an artist in the studio, a video can be a marketable form of media. With the help and guidance of our talented directors and creative experts, theboomgroup.com can deliver professional ad campaigns for a fraction of the price. As a small business, we understand you can't afford that $1 million budget, but Boomerang Entertainment will make you look like one. Check us out at theboomgroup.com. Boomerang Entertainment.
I'm going to go back on the air.
Welcome back to the Treasure Honeywood Show here on Adrenaline Radio. I've been talking to Freeway Ricky Ross and his two artists. But before I get to talking to your last artist, I want everybody to know about this movie you got going that Nick Cannon's going to play you. Like, we want to understand. We fans of Nick Cannon and you, so how did this merge happen?
Man, this thing came by, man, from, maybe 10 years ago when I first, thought about Nick playing my role.
So you thought about him 10 years ago to play him?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought back then that he would be one of the, man, I didn't think that he would do it. You know what I'm saying? I thought that his thing was too clean.
Too commercial, kind of.
Not commercial, but he don't want no smut on his image. Now they're going to say, oh, man, he played a drug dealer, you know. So I didn't know if that would be something that that he would want to put in his resume, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now, with the story getting the kind of recognition that it is, I really appreciate him, saying that he's willing to roll up his sleeves and stand in the trenches with me, and those are some of the things that really, made me feel that he was the right one. He was like, man, whatever it take, man, I'm gonna be there with you. I ain't gonna run out on you.
Right.
If they come and say, man, we gonna do whatever to you not to do this movie, he said, man, I'm gonna stand there with you and make sure we get it done. So
did you write the movie, or you have people writing it with you, or
Nick Cassavetes wrote it?
Oh,
Nick is the guy who did Blow, Alpha Dog, The Notebook.
Wow, so it's about to be off
John Q.
chain.
Yeah, and then Nick, really wanted to work on the same set with Nick Cassavetes.
Right.
So I got Nick, and Rick.
That is okay. It was meant. It was completely meant, like in every way.
Yeah. So it's just dope that that we all came together and that now we about to make history, man. I'm gonna show them something. They think the story don't have foreign appeal and it don't have this and it don't have that. I'm like, man, this is gonna be the greatest story probably ever told. They love Scarface.
You know everybody makes reference to Scarface.
And Scarface is a make-believe story.
Right.
So now you got the real Scarface, and he just happened to be black. You know what I'm saying? From South Central Los Angeles. Los Angeles, the greatest city in the world.
You better believe
You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to none of the other cities, because I love Chi-Town. I love
We
Houston.
love a lot of places, but we LA.
But
That's
LA,
just what it
man.
is.
The weather right now like 80 degrees. I'm trying to get to the beach today.
I know. Right. I ain't mad at you.
So, we love LA. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got to get y'all one of these LA shirts.
Yeah, you guys, I wanted you guys to see him. He holding up a shirt that says "The Real."
And this yours
Rick
here.
Ross is not a rapper, and
I
I'm gonna
bought
be
this for
wearing
you.
it. Oh, I'm so excited! So since it says that, I know everybody want to know how you really feel about the two rappers that took your name, Freeway, Rick Ross. You gotta let everybody know how you feel about that.
Well, one of them, he's a raper. He spikes girls' drinks with pills and does what he want to do to them and take people's names and don't show no respect.
Have you ever ran into him ever?
One time we bumped into each other at a courthouse, you know what I'm saying, for a hearing. That's the only time we got together. The other one, I'm going to do a show with him this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
So you got love for him, but the other one, not so much.
Yeah, the other one, I ain't really feeling him.
Because he just really kind of just took on your moniker, right? Like,
I mean, he's reckless, you know what I'm saying? He ain't never been from the streets,
True.
He grew up
That's
with a
what
silver
they say,
spoon
so.
in his mouth, and now he wants to be a street cat, like he believes street cats go out and rape women, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna watch nobody rape no woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been that kind of cat to sit around and let dudes, rape no woman. You know what I'm saying? That ain't never been in none of my boys. We ain't never went for that. I mean, we stayed on the freeway. It was a little tunnel, and they better not do nothing to women. And they done tried it in our tunnel, and we catch them in there doing what to this lady?
Right.
That's homeboy's auntie. You
Right.
got down on the ground, fool. You
Right.
better get up out of here before we kill you. So. When you hear somebody disrespecting a woman like that there, I mean, that's one of the utmost. And I think the women are doing right by protesting him and get him off the air.
Right, I was talking about that too.
He done had his run, he should be rich. Maybe go get him a little house somewhere and never come out.
Never come out, go under a hole.
Hopefully GDs don't catch up with him.
We know that issue. I'm not going to even talk about that. We already know what's going on with that.
Yeah, so, he got his issues. So, hopefully, he probably won't be Rick Ross much longer. He don't want to be.
He gonna
Rick
change
Ross.
his name again?
He probably do want. He don't want to be Rick Ross right now.
Right. Well, he tried to, I guess, live up to what it meant to be.
What he thought, though.
Right?
It was all in his mind. What he thought it was. And now he's finding out that it ain't like that.
Like, oh my God, they're really serious. Now they're coming after me.
Oh man, this is a real world, man. The streets is for real. They don't play.
Right. So, Truth. You in the building. I know you signed to the label and everything. Tell everybody about you, how to get in contact with you, and what's going on with your musical world.
Well, my name is Truth. I spell my name Truf. And you can contact me and get all my music on Twitter at Truth City, TRUFCITY. YouTube is The Empire Music Group. Facebook is facebook.com/Truth City, TRUFCITY. And I'm just representing real hip hop. Like, I'm here to bring it back. Mm-hmm. I'm not happy with the current state of hip hop. So
it's not doing so well.
Yeah, I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to get it back.
You feel the same way? You're not happy with both of you guys not happy with the current state of hip hop?
I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess I'm standing up.
It's working.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, I don't knock nobody hustle. Everybody got a different style. Everybody got a different flavor. So I can't say I'm not happy with what hip hop is right now, but I want something different for me. I need to hear something with a little more substance.
Yeah.
So
some real.
No respect to the artists out there that are doing their thing.
Right.
Like,
they got these bottles, right? They fix these real pretty bottles up and put the fine paint on them and all that and the design, and then they pour water on the inside.
Right.
Like, man, I thought I had some here. This ain't nothing but water.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's kind of a mixture of what I meant. You know, there are some artists out here that's really talented.
So who you guys like? That was my other question. Which one of you guys is y'all like? Y'all all-time favorite? Like who, you know, you listen to and who
That's
y'all
a good
rock?
question. My all-time favorite would have to be Pac. And then second behind him, it have to be Eminem, just as far as skill level. I'm all about skill level.
Right.
You know, so.
And it's
Pac
a little bit
Eminem.
different today. The skills don't have to necessarily be there for you to make it now. As long as you can make a dance song, I think you can be successful, you know, and that's, you know.
Yeah, it's really more about the hustle right now, I believe. You know,
Yeah.
guys that can hustle and get a little buzz on the street or in the club, you know,
Right.
they can get in. So, you know, and that's what I tell them, that now not only can you be talented, but you got to also be a hustler where you can get heard, because there's so much noise out here that it's hard to you know.
Everybody want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
True that. It seems like out of 100 people I meet, 97 rap.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Hey, but it's a difference, though. You got your rappers and you got lyricists.
True.
And people could rhyme, and that's what they doing. They
Yeah,
rhyming
they just
and
rhyming.
getting on a beat. And it's and you notice when somebody just rapping, because what they rapping don't make sense. They'll say a line and then turn around and say another line, and it just, where did
Don't
it
even
come
match
from?
up.
Yeah. So that's how you know, like, all right, they just wanted to rap.
So who would be your favorite artist?
As of right now, for the moment, Kendrick and Cole.
I love Kendrick too, definitely.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
about
Kendrick
you,
is spitting,
Freeway?
for real.
Yeah, he really is, and
Yeah.
I'm glad he repping my city too.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, I love
Compton.
Kendrick
that.
is spitting.
Better believe it.
Repping.
Definitely.
What about you? Who's your favorite artist?
And these are my two favorite artists.
Oh, see, that's how you do that. It ain't nobody else. It's mine. I ain't
Yeah,
mad at
this
that.
my two favorite artists right here.
That's why we right here.
Yeah, I run with who I like.
Okay, well, but back in the day when you was listening to music, who was you rocking and who, you know, made you, you know, feel that music? It could be R&B, rap, jazz, for anything.
I used to like music, you know,
Just
all
music,
of it.
period.
You know, Rick James, Smokey Robinson,
Right.
the Dells, the Delphonics, the Temptations. You know, all them gonna be in the documentary. You know, we're gonna have just a variety of music, because, you know, I'm doing an article right now with LA Magazine, and the guy was like, "Man, Rick, you live so many lives." You know, and this is a guy that's been writing about me since the 80s. You know,
Right. So
he's a reporter for the LA Times, and he's matter of fact, he was the gang reporter for the LA Times. So they always classify the drug dealer as part of gang, even though you ain't never gang bang.
Right.
They still classified us as that. So he's been writing about me for a long time, and even before we met each other, you know, he had wrote stories about me, and he was like, "Man, you just lived so many lives, and it's gonna be so much music, you know." And if there's artists out there that want to be on that soundtrack, y'all better holler.
You better holler. You hear that? He's telling you on my show right now. Send his music. Tell him one more time where they can send it to, so they can, you know, get it together.
You can get your music sent it to freewaymixtapes.com. You know what I'm saying? And I'll get to hear from there, you know, and I get to know if people like you. So, you know, hit it up, send that music. Don't forget, though, go buy you one of them, the Real Rick Ross Is Not a Rapper t-shirt. You don't
I'm
even
going
need
to be
to
wearing mine, so y'all got to get ready for it.
Definitely.
You don't even need to know the website, because it's ranking on Google.
It's on Google. That's right.
If you type in the name, the Real Rick Ross Is Not a Rapper, it's going to pop up. And look at this here. If you hit me, you get a t-shirt in the next 3 days. Say you heard it on this show, I'm going to autograph it for you. If you want it autographed, hit me up. Let me know.
Well, I need my autographs, definitely.
I ain't autographing yours.
No, yeah, I'm getting 2 autographs. But you guys heard it here.
But I'm talking about y'all. If y'all want y'all's
y'all
autograph,
love.
you got that. Hit me up. I'm going to autograph that joint.
That's I'm pretty sure they're gonna be hitting me up too, like what to do again. So and I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
So you guys make sure if you guys hit him up, you get the t-shirt. He gonna sign it for you, and we all gonna rock it and wear it together.
Yeah. Let's represent something. You know what I'm saying? We got to stand for something, or we gonna fall for anything. And we tired of falling, man.
We've been falling too long, huh?
CIA been had the wool over our head too long. Now it's time for us to make a move, rise up, take over. You know what I'm saying? Get in charge. You know, it's tired of being followers and especially blind following. You know what I'm saying? Let's be leaders, man. Let's take over, make this place where we want it to be. Start doing hip-hop shows in the park like the old days. And, man, I remember they had the big concert at the Coliseum, man. The Funkadelics and Rick James. And, man, it was just crazy all day long music,
Just
man.
music.
No fighting, no gang banging. And, man, let's bring it back, man. I want to be a part of that.
That's good. So before we end this show, I'm going to let each one of you guys end with whatever you want to say, tell everybody, some advice or something that's, to get their mind going. And I'm so excited and thankful that you guys were here. So we'll start with you, C. Carter.
It's your girl, C. Carter. Again, check my music out, my videos out at youtube.com/I am C. Carter. I am C. Carter. If you're looking for me, type in Google I am C. Carter all together. Also, check out my mixtape on freewaymixtapes.com. That's my first mixtape. It's available exclusively on freewaymixtapes.com called Corrupted Minds. And to the little advice to all the artists out there that are grinding and trying to get it. And if you feel like it ain't never going to happen, it probably won't if you quit. So keep going.
Yeah.
Very good. What about
Definitely.
you, Truth?
My advice to the artists out there, if you got talent, it takes hard work and determination and never quit. Like she said, if you quit, it's over. If you keep going and you got that talent, you can make it. I just dropped my mixtape today on freewaymixtape.com. You can check that out. It's exclusive. It ain't nowhere else. But that, right there, it's called Lunch, and it's hot. It's free. Download it. And I just want to give a shout out to Lil Mont. He out there hustling, and we making this happen. Special thanks to my man right here at Freeway, putting me on and seeing the real in me, and I'm ready to rock, till the wheels fall off.
So we will definitely end with you. Tell everybody, what I'm saying, whatever it is you want them to know.
I'm going to give them something right now.
And once again, thank y'all for coming.
You only going to get out of life what you put in, nothing more, nothing less. If you want it, you got to go get it. You heard it from me, your man.
You heard it here first. This is the Treasure Honeywood Show on Adrenaline Radio, and I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Easy.